This week we've got iconic classics.
And yet another JoJo game. All Systems Go starts right now.
Hello everyone and welcome back to All Systems Go, the only TV2 show hosted by two non-communication majors. I'm integrated history major, Sammy.
And I'm integrated math major, Jenny. Let's get into it. As streaming got bigger and bigger, physical media sales have tanked. After Netflix terminated their DVD service about a month ago, it seems like other companies are finally following in their footsteps. Best Buy is the first major company to follow their lead. The electronic retailer is not just going to end DVD and Blu-ray sales at physical stores, but also online. In a statement to Variety, a spokesperson said that the change is in order to make space for newer tech. Best Buy will officially cease sales of DVDs and Blu-rays in early 2024. Tough luck to all you collectors out there.
Yay! It seems this week I'm the lucky host who gets to talk about corporations shutting down studios. Netflix is currently downsizing their animation studio. This downsizing is resulting in the cut of two different movies, Escape from Beverly Hills and Tunga. This is generally unsurprising, as downsizing is a major trend in many companies, including, but not limited to, Warner Brothers and DreamWorks. These cutbacks are going to result in layoffs for the company, but as of right now, the number of layoffs is unknown. Hopefully those who are laid off from Netflix are able to find meaningful careers with other studios.
Since the 2023 New York City Comic-Con just ended on Sunday, I'm here to recap some of the big announcements they made. Dragon Ball is an absolute cash cow of a series, and boy oh boy, we are milking those illustrious Saiyan teats. Dragon Ball Daima's trailer debuted at the Dragon Ball panel. The new series will follow what looks like, and I quote, de-aged versions of the characters? And then a new trailer for Invincible Season 2 was shown at Comic-Con as well, which was showing off some of the new characters while still centering Mark because, he's the main character. Season 2 of Invincible drops on November 3rd on Prime for those who are interested. Speaking of Invincible, Omni-Man, the thickest Viltrumite the internet's ever seen, will be a playable character in Mortal Kombat 1, which is actually the 12th game in the Mortal Kombat series. Fun fact. And that's what you missed on ASG.
Sunday was Minecraft Live, which means several things for Minecraft. Firstly, the mob vote was a disaster as always. The armadillo won with its dog armor gets added to the game. Does it matter that to people that dog armor is most likely going to barely protect your dog? No! As you can see, I'm still mad about the crab losing. As for other updates, automated crafters are being added to the game. Big win for redstone nerds. Copper and tuff also become more useful with new building blocks being added for both. Another new mob called the Breeze, which is similar to the Blaze, but instead shoots wind towards players. Altogether, I'm personally excited for this update, except for the armadillos.
Michael Caine, best known for playing generic old British man in just about every Christopher Nolan film ever, is pulling a Miyazaki. What do you mean by that, Jenny, I hear you asking? Well, much like the Studio Ghibli mastermind himself, Caine has a history of retiring, where he says he's going to retire but then comes back. After more than 60 years of work, Caine says he's finally gonna retire now that The Great Escaper, which is his most recent film, released. Hopefully, he enjoys his retirement.
Avatar The Last Airbender fans are eating well this week. New castings for Fire Lord Ozai, Azula, Commander Zhao, and General Iroh have officially been announced. Fire Lord Ozai will be played by Daniel Day Kim, who is known for roles in Lost and Hawaii Five-0. Azula will be played by Elizabeth Yu, who is in Somewhere in Queens. Commander Zhao is going to be played by Ken Luing, known for roles in Lost and Rush Hour. Last but certainly not least, General Iroh is going to be played by Paul Sun-Hyung Lee, who is known for Kim's Convenience, The Mandalorian, and Ahsoka. The cast continues to impress at every possible opportunity. Hopefully the casting will continue to be this good in future cast announcements.
After the break, we're going retro.
All Systems Go will be right back.
Up next, David brings us a video on the famous yellow orb, Pac-Man.
favorite times of the year. The season where we get to go trick-or-treating, even though I may be too old for that. I also love going around the neighborhood and seeing people's houses decorated with skeletons, witches, spiders, and ghouls. And speaking of ghouls, I will talk about some games that prominently feature them. You might be thinking, which one? Luigi's Mansion? They're all about ghosts. The Haunted Mansion? Wait, they added a video game. That's right, I will talk about Pac-Man today. I have played Pac-Man for a long time, ever since I was super young. It is one of my favorite video games ever, alongside Mario, Crash, and Pitfall. I have played many Pac-Man games, but let's start with the original right here. I love the satisfaction of eating the dots and ghosts, the chiptune noises, and fruit for dessert. May this game have a moral about eating fruit is good for you? But of course, playing the same exact stage 256 times with no change, except for the ghosts coming faster, would get boring fast. So let's move on to another game I played. Pac-Man World 2 is another game that I love. I love the great music, great graphics, and great gameplay that is similar to Crash Bandicoot. However, I was never able to finish it because of that infernal Clyde boss battle. Man, it makes Resident Evil look like Teletubbies! Oh yeah, speaking of Clyde, sometimes I get confused with the name of the ghosts. The blue and pink ghosts' names are clear, but it seems that the game seemed to swap the red and orange ghosts' names often. Besides games, my parents knew that I was really into Pac-Man when I was young. Because of my 5th or 6th birthday, they brought me a Pac-Man cake. It kind of looks like this. I also had a cool Pac-Man wind-up toy, but I'm not sure where it is now. Also, I feel like I have missed out on a lot of Pac-Man stuff. Because it was big in the 80s.
Morning, kids! My crispy corn cereal coming your way!
Thank goodness for Pac-Man pasta from Chef Boyardee.
But I wasn't born during the 80s. Man, I wish they could bring this Pac-Man cereal and pasta stuff back to the store shelves once more today. Anyway, that's my discussion on Pac-Man for today. And now is the perfect time to do a top 10 on the best Christmas songs right now.
After the break, several cast members will try to impress Eric with their powerful power-ups.
Hey Paisanos! Today our lovely cast members will be presenting their all-new, all-original power-ups. Then me and my co-judges will judge the best one. This is a segment I like to call Goldfish Bowl, because none of us have the power of a shark. First up, we have Sammy with their power-up.
Hi, my power-up is less original, however it is fun. Mario, okay, go Super Saiyan. I want Mario to just like have golden hair and beat the stuff out of people. I want him to destroy his opponents, full Super Saiyan, maybe even Super Saiyan God Mario. Like, just imagine it. Imagine, if you will, Super Saiyan God Mario. Have you imagined it? Imagine it more. That's my pitch.
That is Super Saiyan Mario. That's the full extent?
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Any questions for y'all?
Okay, so my thing though is we would have to have a Bowser that matches that, because as much as I like the idea.
Golden Bowser.
Huh?
Golden Bowser.
Okay. I was just wondering, because I'm like, if the matchup's not there, then it would be too OP where it'd still be boring. But if we have a matchup.
But like, so imagine like Bowser starts off as like a little turtle, but then he like grows horns, becomes like super big, and then he like goes like just tiny again. It's like Bowser follows the exact steps as Frieza.
Okay.
Is there any actual gameplay applications besides he can now hit like like Goku?
Oh yeah, this Mario game is like Super Smash Brothers, but better.
That's the full extent.
That's the full extent.
I think this is overplayed.
That's the coward
That's
route.
like, Shut up, Eric. Anyways, so I just think it's kind of unoriginal because it's just like, oh yeah, let me have this character, but Super Saiyan.
I'm gonna cry about that comment tonight.
I'm sorry. I love
Sammy,
you, Sammy.
I respect.
I love you, Sammy. I respect it, but I feel like you
No,
could
you
have
don't.
done better.
I was
I
going
do
for
respect it. I just
the
think they
Eric's
could've done
opinion.
better.
Honestly, Eric was the only person I was trying to impress with this.
That's fair.
So
That gets a lot of points with me. Brown nosing gets a lot of points with me.
We all
Okay.
know. We know this.
All right, next up we have Coleman.
Okay, so I bet you're all wondering. I bet you're all thinking what power up I'm going to present, and that's actually kind of the premise of my power up, all in the mind. So my pitch for a power up would be what I like to call the schizophrenic mushroom. Now hear me out. Now hear me out. Basically,
No, I'm
well,
out.
here's the thing. You can hear me out.
Now
That's
continue.
it.
Continue, bro. Keep it
Here's
going.
the thing. You'd hear me out
I don't hear no
in
bell.
your head with this because with the schizophrenic mushroom, I can directly speak to you in your mind without even me verbally having to talk. So I can just play with your mind and make you hear thoughts of what I have to say. So if you're driving and you decide to try to cut me off or brake check me, I'm going to mentally give you anxiety so that way you can't do that, and then I will just gain the upper hand on the road. Or if we want to take this into video game logic, we will then instead just reprise that onto Bowser, or more importantly to Master Hand if we were playing Smash. I could just talk to Bowser or
We gotta
Master
stop
Hand.
you, man.
No,
I'm sorry.
No, like, okay.
Coleman, you win in my heart, but unfortunately, divine intervention is telling me that you are
Absolutely
disqualified. Unfortunately,
Absolutely not.
which I have to
Totally.
say, I would argue.
Bye.
No.
All right, are we gonna have to call security?
Next up, man, I'm so
Are we
sorry.
gonna have to call security?
I loved it. I loved it. In my heart, you won.
Like, it was there. It just didn't hit very well.
Up next, we have Enrique.
Ladies and gentlemen, here I present a question. It's Friday. You go home, finally you get a copy of the brand new Mario Wonder. And then your family shows up and brings the one cousin that you barely knew existed until then. They ask that he plays with you. And what he does, he picks Nabbit. So, and then he steals all your power-ups. He's immortal. He keeps jumping on you. He grabs you and throws you off cliffs. So here's the power-up I propose. Just kill him. It's just that. Just kill him.
Your cousin or Nabbit?
Both if possible, but mainly Nabbit.
I'm sorry. No.
There's
Just
something.
letting you know.
It's impressive that you have the power to just kill him, though. Like
Yes.
in game and in real life.
No, it's basically, you pick up, it's like a mushroom with it's a mushroom with Nabbit's face on it, and then just blocked off, the no sign.
Is it like Death Note rules where he just like dies of a heart attack immediately?
Oh no, he just freaking explodes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You isolated the power of Sword Art Online into a single person. I have to admit, that's impressive.
Yes.
Okay, so my thing is the idea is intriguing. I just find it's it's a lot. Like, the name, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Why is it
Like,
a lot? It's kill Nabbit. It's done.
No, because this isn't a crime. It's prefaced into one space. You knew this would happen.
Exactly. You knew the terms of the contract, and you agreed to it.
Okay.
Okay, your cousin
Okay,
probably
it's
didn't
a
know that
good
because he's too
idea.
young to understand, but... Sorry?
Does your cousin also explode?
Oh no, he just has a heart attack.
Oh, okay. So it is like Death Note
Okay,
rules.
okay, hold on. What is it called again?
Kill
Kill
Nabbit.
Nabbit.
Yeah,
Eh.
I
No.
respect that. I
No.
see
It is the kill
I
Nabbit.
see the
Okay,
vision
I
here.
like the idea, but the name is not there for me.
He's cooking. Everybody so
Well,
far,
to be
I've heard
fair,
nothing but cooking.
I guess some rebranding could use, but with your help and your support, we can help manage that rebranding.
Next up, thank you, Enrique. Actually, thank you a lot for this one, because gee,
Okay.
That one was creative.
That one, okay, I like the idea. Just
we
All
have
right,
one
we
last
need Brody.
one last person, and it's
Get on
Brody.
there.
All right.
We're gonna actually, you gotta speed run
All
this,
right.
man.
All right, we're doing this in one go. So my proposed power-up, which apparently is a Mario theme, so if I could just, I call this Mario Genomix, and
It's a helix-shaped power-up item.
Other side of the hands, man.
Okay. It's a helix-shaped power-up, and what it does, it allows him to essentially take on the DNA of anything in the Mushroom Kingdom. Like, it's sort of just like a randomizer. So, for example, he can gain a Koopa Shell that he can use for defense, or a Yoshi Tail, which he can use for a swiping attack. There's Bob-omb boxing gloves. And then, if we move this way, he can turn his bottom half into a bullet bill and propel himself like Cannonball from the X-Men. Just to name a few.
This is unironically, genuinely really good.
Yeah, okay, so
But
I
we
really like
don't have
this.
enough time to elaborate. I personally think I'd give all my money to Coleman. Katie?
No, I have to go with Brody. Only on the stipulation of you can have multiple power-ups at the same time.
Brody.
That's where I'm at again.
Yeah,
Brody, anyways, continue.
Yeah,
There is a lot of cowardice on the desk cam
so
No,
right
there's
now.
not. There's
But
only a
unfortunately,
taste.
that's all the time we
okay.
have. Next up, Brody has a video on this unknown, super niche, underrated franchise called Tron.
After I bashed Brody's opinion that Tron is overrated last week, I guess he's back with a vengeance. Just kidding, you can't defend your bad opinion because I'm still right. Here's Brody on Clue's betrayal.
Okay, so if you didn't know, I'm a big fan of Tron Legacy, and I love the atmosphere of the world as well as just everything about it, plus the additional spin-off media, such as the short-lived TV show Tron Uprising and the video game tie-in to Legacy titled Tron Evolution. Now, all three of those medias show a specific moment from Legacy in a different perspective. That being the moment Clue betrayed Tron and Flynn and took over the grid. So, first I'm going to show you guys, just a sort of, cut up, very quick, summarized version of what happened in each of those versions of events, and then give a brief explainer to how it all connects. So first we have... Now that you've seen all three versions of Clue's betrayal play out, you're probably wondering, how can those all be the same if there's a lot of differences in dialogue and the amount of participants involved in the event? To put simply, I know it's confusing, but they all are the same. It has to do with something called the Rashomon effect, which is a term coined from the movie Rashomon, where it's basically, the idea of it is the same story told from multiple perspectives. Now, in the case of Legacy, this is Flynn's flashback as he's explaining it to Sam and Cora, meaning that the way that the three of them are visualizing this event, not remembering, visualizing, is how it's presented to us in the movie. In Tron Evolution, you're playing as a character named Anon, and you're sort of watching the events as they were shown in Legacy from an outsider's perspective. So, given that the movie and game were released within the same time window, it would make sense that the game's interpretation would have to follow along with the movie's as closely as possible. And the easiest explanation for Tron Uprising, which was a flashback in Scars Part 1, which counts as both Dyson and Tron's perspective, is simply that certain aspects of it were changed just for the sake of working with the assets that they had for the show, and additionally, there are parts in that flashback that I believe are set after moments we see in Flynn's flashback, as is the case with the exchange between Tron and Clue in the Uprising flashback. I believe that that moment takes place after the moment we see in Flynn's flashback where Tron gets struck in the chest, simply for the reasons of Dyson's involvement and also just the fact that it's never acknowledged whether or not Flynn was shown escaping in that moment. Because if it were meant to be the same moment, then there would have been some acknowledgement that on the development team's part, or I guess the writers, I should say. Goodness, I'm mixing up all my terms today. The writers would have done the scene to acknowledge that, yes, this is supposed to be the same moment that we saw in Flynn's flashback, but given that there was no indication of that being the case, we can conclude that it was in fact taking place after Flynn's flashback. So, as for the whole guard number conundrum, because in Legacy and Evolution, there's 4, but in Uprising, there's very clearly 8. That can be chalked up to the people working on Uprising wanting to add a little more dramatic flair to the moment by making it seem like, Tron had more work cut out for him by having to take on 8 programs instead of just 4. And also kind of backtracking to smaller things like inconsistent dialogue for all 3, as well as Clue and Flynn basically sharing the same model in the Uprising scene. That can just be chalked up to writer's interpretation, and also just, in the case of the reused models, saving money on assets. And yeah, I believe that just about covers everything. So, the timeline of Clue's betrayal goes a little something like this. It starts with that same exchange of Flynn and Clue talking about creating the perfect system, then goes into Clue's guards coming out and surrounding Tron and Flynn. The number varying depending on who's witnessing the events. In the case of Flynn and Anon, they only witness or recall seeing 4 guards. In the case of Tron and Dyson, there were about 8. Tron tells Flynn to run and begins to fight the guards while Flynn tries to escape. Clue throws Flynn to the ground before Tron comes in, tackling Clue to the ground. Flynn escapes, but not before witnessing Clue drive his identity disc into Tron's chest. After Flynn leaves, Tron lays on the ground defeated, telling Clue that he hasn't won just yet because Flynn is still out there. and we get the rest of that exchange between them. Dyson comes out of the shadows, tells Tron that Flynn betrayed all of them, and Clue once again strikes Tron in the chest. End of flashback. Now, I hope that's helped sort of explain things, and I really hope that you've come out of this with a better understanding of how all of these events tie in together. As always, like and subscribe, turn on notifications, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.
Make sure to stick around after the break. I'll be hosting my very first game show. Who doesn't love copyright law? I know I sure do. Right now we have a game show for the JoJo fans of the world. I will be saying the names of JoJo characters and stands, and the cast has to guess what the name was to change to avoid copyright laws. So, y'all ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
We're gonna start off with a simple one. Oingo.
Who?
Oingo.
Oh.
Okay.
I actually started with one of the harder ones. You can reveal it whenever.
Oh.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, cool.
Oink.
Henrique is correct. It's Zendata, not Zenyatta.
Zenyatta's
It was
from Overwatch.
what?
It's Zendata, not Zenyatta.
I didn't. I
Zenyatta's
thought it
from
was.
Overwatch.
I don't know why I thought it was Zenyatta.
That's maybe it's spelled Zenyatta, but in the anime it's pronounced Zendata. Like they say a D.
Does that still count?
No.
Dang it.
I almost
Okay,
wrote
next one.
Mondata.
Boingo. That is a point for Henrique and a point for Brody. It's Mondata.
Yeah.
Boing,
Boing boing.
Wait,
Uh,
how are you getting Zen?
They're,
because the last
they're,
one was
two,
Zendata.
they're two brothers called Oingo Boingo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Their names were
I'm so
changed to
confused.
Zenyatta
Last
and
one for
Mondata.
part 3 that I have.
So you kind
Kenny
of have
G.
to know JoJo for this.
What would you say?
Kenny G.
Kenny G?
I cannot read that, Jenny.
TGIF by Katy Perry.
No. That's a point for Henrique and Brody.
Let's go.
The answer is Billie Jean, which is another copyrighted song
So you
for
just
some
have
reason.
to know JoJo
Now we're
to
on
be
to
able
part
guess
4,
this,
everyone.
right?
Oh.
We're gonna start with Crazy Diamond.
Hey, that's one of them.
That is one of them.
Oh.
Oh, I shouldn't. I jumped the gun.
No, you got it. I
know, but still, I mean,
Oh, are they showing it? No one look.
I didn't see.
okay. No.
Silly Emerald.
I said insane carbon.
It's Shining Diamond.
Oh.
So that's a point for Brody.
I am.
We're gonna do Killer Queen next.
Easy.
Jenny is lost in thought.
I knew this one at one point in my life, but I don't think that point is right now.
All right. I'm just gonna give it a minute. Bam.
I feel like we should wait for everybody and
Yes,
then
I feel
raise
like
it.
that would make more sense.
That might make more sense. So close. It's Deadly Queen. So that's a point for Henrique and Brody.
Queen
We're
of
trying
Fire.
our best.
Deadly Queen has
I
no
think we deserve
weaknesses.
participation
I've
points.
never seen JoJo, so I don't
I've
know.
seen barely any of it.
That-
Okay, this one, if y'all were paying attention the last time we did JoJo game, you'll get it.
I wasn't.
Bad Company.
Mad Company?
Bad Company.
Bad Company?
Can I do the review?
I would also like to do the reveal. Ready?
3,
I'm ready.
2,
1.
1.
Worst company!
It is
I'm
worst,
so sorry to Tech if we accidentally peeked to the mics. I'm so sorry.
Good company.
Worst Company is the correct answer. That's a point for Henrique and Brody.
And me.
And Jenny, I guess.
What?
Give Jenny 1 point.
Let's go.
What?
On the board.
I'm being
Okay.
creative.
This is the last
I'm
one
being
from part 4.
thrifty.
Okay.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, dang it. I actually don't remember this one. Oh, hold on.
This
I
one
did
I
not
generally
read what
don't
you
remember.
What does that say?
It says bare naked ladies.
Bedbot Billy Peppers.
Was it just shortened to Chili Peppers?
It was just shortened to Chili Peppers.
No shot.
I just wrote
That's
spicy
a point for
man.
Brody.
I think bare
No
naked
shot.
ladies is better.
Okay, we're on to part 5 now. Gold Experience.
You gotta wait.
I know. I'm just picking up my board.
Okay, you can reel.
Yep.
I don't like
Platinum
mold.
stuff.
Golden
Oh, that's
Wind.
Golden Wind?
Yeah, it's Golden
That's
Wind.
Golden Wind, yeah.
Mold experience.
Mold experience?
Mold experience.
Sticky Fingers.
Sticky fingers?
You gotta be a little bit slower on that, because you still gotta.
If we did 15 seconds for each name, we would have enough time. So
Okay.
All right.
I think we're good.
Knees weak.
Jay just said it over the intercom. That's a point for Jenny, Brody, and Henrique.
I did not
for
spell that
Zipper
right.
Man.
Oh, I thought it was knees weak.
Zipperman.
Zipperman.
Aerosmith.
Aerosmith?
Yes.
Smith.
Okay.
Sorry, the voices
This
are
is the
talking to me
point
right
where
now.
I want to be critical of all of you because you two have been doing so good. You're both technically wrong.
What?
Your apostrophe is in the wrong place, and you don't have an apostrophe.
That is.
It's L-I apostrophe L. Lil Bomber.
English is not my first language. I call BS.
To be fair, if that was like shortened, that shouldn't be where the parenthesis, not parent,
Why
apostrophe is.
why are we
anyway.
getting technical with
Because
punctuation?
I want to be now.
Mine had
You
an
two
apostrophe. You give me a point.
You are doing too good.
Can I get a
And
point
I
as well?
am losing
Yes, you
from
should
him.
give- you should give Cam
The
a
least you
point.
can do is tie
Hey,
him.
let's
give
let's
Cam
take
a
it down a
I will
notch.
give Cam 1 point for Brody and Henrique arguing.
Yeah,
I
agree.
Okay, I was gonna say let's take it down a notch because yeah, we don't need to peak the mics.
Spice Girl.
Spice Girl?
Oh.
Yeah, it is singular. It's Spice,
Spice
Girl.
Twinks.
That's
can't
technically
say
Red
that.
Hot Chili Pepper is Red Hot Chili Pepper.
I know we.
I don't
I know I'm
remember.
right. I know I'm right. All right, laugh it up. Laugh it up.
You're right.
That is a point for Brody. It's Spicy Lady.
Spicy
Oh, it's
lady?
spicy.
What about
lady.
Spice
Ah.
Boys?
Okay. King Crimson. King Crimson.
There's a long one. You gotta wait.
Jenny, what does that say?
Queen Red. Sorry, my marker's dying.
No, you're all good.
King George.
King George? Okay. Okay, that's a point for Henrique and Brody.
And me.
And a point for Jenny, 'cause
And
she
Kim.
asked for it.
Yeah, and
King
me
George.
too.
And Kim.
And Cam. Cam also gets a point because Jenny asked for it. So I don't see the point total. I wasn't taking. Brody is in first place with 9 points. Henrique with 7. Jenny with 4, and Cam with 2.
Can I vote to steal Brody's points?
No.
I think that Kim
No, no, no.
How
Nope.
bizarre. It seems we ran out of time. Must be the ability of an enemy stand user. Make sure to check out our socials, which includes Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, if we ever upload. Thanks for watching. All systems go. Sammy out.